Hello, I am back with another video to talk about my Pakistani traveling to the Pakistan. So, I traveled to Pakistan back in 2013. Um, Pretty much after that time, it started to be more dangerous to travel, especially to that part of the country because of ISIS. I don't think ISIS has anything to do with Pakistan, but who knows? But yeah, I think they would be really suspicious if you're traveling that side of the world. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how much they care about Pakistan when it comes to this or not, especially since a lot of the refugee crisis is a Syrian thing, but a lot of the migrants are coming from all over the world, and one of the countries is Pakistan. So I guess that has nothing to do with me traveling over there. But before all this, before ISIS was like on the news and huge, because I think that was like 2015, summer 2015 or something like that. They just blew up and it was like, oh look, ISIS. Like nobody even heard of them until about a year ago. Maybe it's been longer. So obviously people knew, when you think about Pakistan, um, think of a dangerous place to travel. Every Muslim country is not the same. There are different types of culture, different things that goes on, and it just depends on the culture and the people and the history, what really matters to them. If you don't know anything about Pakistan, Pakistan is a very new country. I don't know exactly when it was founded, but it was like, you know, 50 or 60 years ago. They were part of Pakistan. They were part of India. Pakistan, India were the same country. If you don't know the history about that, you might have an idea. You might have learned. That's kind of how I learned about Pakistan and India. I didn't know they were one people at one point. Um, I just knew they didn't like each other. I knew Indians didn't like Pakistanis and Pakistanis didn't like Indians. So that's my only thing I knew about India when in Pakistan at the time. Um, so the way Pakistan is, um, they I went to Lahore, and I did travel outside of Lahore, and I went out into a village where my husband grew up, and so it was in my husband's perspective, he understood what was going on in Lahore or in Karachi. I think even in Islamabad. These are like the big cities, I guess my husband would say like Lahore is like Paris for France or New York to the United States. It's not like those things, but for them, that's what it is. Lahore is what Lahore is. And that's actually saying in Lahore. Lahore is Lahore. Like there's no other place like Lahore. And it was very different. Over there, you know, you will see people who are totally covered um, in hijab type thing. I know hijab is, there's different words for different type of ways you cover it up. They're all not called hijabs. That's what we call it in the West because we don't know what else to call them. Um, I did see a few people where you only saw the eyes. But most girls just have a scarf on their head. They just throw it over the shoulder. Something cute. The people over there, girls are very fashionable. They like to dress beautiful. They love makeup. They love henna. They just love looking good. I'm glad I didn't grow up there because I really do not care that much about makeup and things like that. Compared to the United States, they wear a lot of makeup. Like girls here, I think girls are just starting to wear a lot of makeup because of Kim Kardashian, because she wears a lot of makeup. But even still, Pakistani girls wear way more makeup. Um, and they're really into fashion and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not a law that you have to wear a head cover in Pakistan. It's not a law anywhere. But if you go to specific places in Pakistan, you will find that it's like a cultural, non-written law that you need to be covered up. So depending on where you're going, you probably do need to cover up. And depending where you're going, you might have to be like the Afghanistani like window type scene. I never saw anything like that. My husband said his mom had to wear that one time when she went to a specific place, but most of the things that people wear, it's going to look exactly like what Indian people wear. They don't wear saris in Pakistan, but their clothes are the same. It's slightly different because Muslims don't show their stomach off like Indian girls might, depending on who they are. You know, India is very diverse and big, so I can't really say, but they won't wear like a two-piece shirt where you can see the stomach. No, they will wear a long shirt. Their top will be long. So, so and girls, they wear jeans. They wear skinny jeans. I saw girls wearing jeggings, okay, and cute little sandals. So typically, you know, you wear some slacks, some pants. You might have jeans or something on, and you would just have your top will just be long, and it usually be split on the side, and you know, and that's pretty much what girl wore. And then she would wear a scarf, you know, throw it over your shoulder. If she's not inside or she's with her family, she will just take the scarf off and she'll just drape it along her shoulder. And that's to keep men from looking at your chest. That's what it's for. They drape it along their shoulders to keep people from looking at their bosom, because they don't want guys staring at the boobs. Even though, I mean, the shirt is like up to here. It's not like you see any cleavage. They just don't want you to see the hump of the boob. That's what they don't want you to see. But they will wear it tight. They will, because like they want to look good, but they don't want you looking at them. That's how most women are all over the world. A lot of time, women want to look good, but they don't want men staring at them like a piece of meat. So I saw some women. I mean, there was women driving. It wasn't like majority women, but I saw women driving the cars. A lot of them are probably very privileged girls, because most people do not have cars in Pakistan. Most people are riding bikes, and I did not see one woman drive a bike. Okay, I'm not saying that they can't ride a bike. My husband said the whole time he's been alive, he's might have seen a woman ride a bike one time, but women don't ride bikes. And I think it's just women just won't do something like that. They're very ladylike. They're very ladylike in Pakistan. And when they sit on a bike, just like the women in Britain, a lady would do in Britain in the old times when she sits on a horse, she would sit sideways with her legs hanging off the side. That's how women sit on the motorbikes in Pakistan. Like what? You know, the guy's got his legs open. He's fine. And I don't think men have a problem. I'm not really sure. I sat on the bike with my husband with my legs open on the bike because I wasn't trying to die, you know. But the women will sit on the side, and I don't know if they're trying to be cute. I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to be cute, but it looks like they're trying to be cute. Or that's just how they feel a woman's supposed to sit. And you will see like 6 people on one bike. And, you know, and a bunch of girls sitting on the bike, you know, their brother might be driving them, their dad might be driving them, wherever they want to go. I did see women walking and doing things by themselves. Even your common woman. They didn't have to leave the house without a man's permission. That's not a law in Pakistan. They don't have that type of thing. But you definitely saw women walking around. Not as much as you would see here. They would definitely, and if they didn't have to travel with a man, a woman would usually be hanging out with another woman, and traveling together, going to their local market in the neighborhood to go pick up some chicken and some vegetables or whatever. But typically, a man will always escort a woman if they're going to a market outside of their neighborhood, and you know. So, yes, women are very fashionable. Men, there are men. There's a lot of men. You're going to see more men than women when you go to Pakistan. Because mostly women don't go out. It has a lot to do with just the culture and how women are just seem to be in the house. And I mean, a lot of women don't even want to leave the house, to be honest. My sister-in-law don't even, like, she lives in America. She's not that interested about going places. Unless you're taking her to Walmart so she can go shopping, but she's really not that interested about going out. And it's just the culture. It's just how they're raised. Mostly you're going to see men out and about on the street here and there. Kids running around, driving is absolutely nuts. Okay, my husband drove me on oncoming traffic on his motorbike. Oncoming traffic, people. Nobody follows the rules. Nobody follows the laws. People just drive. And people will walk in the middle of traffic and people just drive around. It's total chaos. But they know how to drive in that chaos. There's a system to their crazy driving. And so I just had to just sit there and just let them be, sometimes going through weird alleys to get through some type of weird shortcut. But yeah, so driving, I mean, if you're going to die in Pakistan, it would be because of the driving. That's what happened. Most people are riding the bikes. People, only the rich, only the elite have cars. Rich people have cars. And then even a motorbike is like middle class. If people are driving a motorbike, they're middle class. So majority of Pakistani people in the whole Pakistan do not have vehicles at all. They don't have bikes. They don't have cars. They'll probably take the bus, take the train. And if they live out in the country, donkey. I guess, I don't know what you'd be driving a donkey for, but probably for business purposes, you use a donkey, or a horse. But I mean, there's a lot of motorbikes all over the place. People just driving, taking their family here and there. There is multiple wives. People are married to multiple wives. The landlord that my husband was staying with, they stayed in a apartment area above where we were staying. This guy had 3 wives. They wanted to come see me. They even came and visit me, and because I'm a foreigner, everybody wants to see everybody. Everybody wants to see. Sorry if I'm speaking fast. I speak fast. Everybody wanted to see me, and when I did come in the neighborhood, everybody did want to, news spreads fast. And they're very family oriented, so, their family's telling one people, and so everybody knew I was there. I don't know what they thought of me. I don't know where he thought I was from. I think my husband told them that I was from Africa, not America, because, you don't want people all up in your business. And trying to plan anything. Whenever Americans travel, we're always taught to tell people we're not American. And so even for a black person, most people probably in that part of the world probably won't even believe that you're American. But just say that you're from an African country or something. I don't know if he said I was from South Africa. They wouldn't really know because they don't know what South African sounds like. So, so yeah, the multiple wives. The man who lived upstairs, his wife, he had 3 wives. They had a bunch of babies all over the place. I almost stepped on one of the babies. It was in a little on the bed. There was a little basket hanging in the bed, and there was a baby in there, and I did not know because there's babies everywhere. And they had came and let me come visit them, and they're just staring at me, and I don't know what they're saying. And then I got the bed, and woman got a little mad. I'm like, why is your baby hanging off the side of the bed? I don't know. There was a baby hanging off the side of the bed. You know, it was like a little thing that a baby stays in. I'm like, okay, sorry. So there were some really pretty parts in Lahore that my husband took me to. It was like I wanted to be in that area a little bit more. It was like mostly like I guess it's like an educational type place. You know, if you want to go to museums and historical things, and that's what I want to see. You know, and it was like super super nice. I mean, that part of Lahore was better than parts of Columbus where I live, so it was very well taken care of. I think some of the buildings were back in the colonial times when Britain had control over India at that time. So I think that's where a lot of those buildings that came from, and the landscaping was just really nice and beautiful, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the driving in Pakistan, even though it was crazy. As long as I'm not driving, I did enjoy it. It was fun traveling, driving in oncoming traffic. I'm not going to say that that's what most people do, but he did that at one point, and nobody cared. Nobody was blowing at him. People were just fine. Kids running in the middle of the street. There's donkeys walking down the street with people, leading them, and there's a lot of donkey poop on the ground. There's a lot of donkey poop on the ground there. The power in Pakistan, the power goes out every hour, so there is no electricity every hour. Every other hour, and it sucks in the summertime because it gets very very hot there. I was not there in the summer. I was there in like April, so it was just starting to get hot, so it was like just good enough for me. People there are very friendly. Family loves you when you are a new bride coming into their home. They take really good care of you. People blowing fans on me. They treat you like a princess. They do. When you're a new bride, and I think that goes for even a Pakistani girl. I'm not really sure if it's just something they did. We traveled out of Lahore. I mean, traveling in Lahore, you saw like stores that, I would go that they had like really like American type of clothes, they have the nice marketplaces. And I think when a lot of foreigners would want to go to the Middle East, Pakistan is not part of the Middle East, but when they think of the Middle East, they think of like these marketplaces, like you think of like Aladdin and going through the marketplaces, or any type of movie where it takes place in that part of the world, and they go through the markets, and you just find ooh, exotic and nice, and ooh, they're selling carpets and all these cool things. It was fun. And I went through the market, and it was nice, and they had all sorts of beautiful garments and clothes, and shopping. I like the shopping. They even had your own. They had a department store too. They had a Walmart type of place there. Yes, I think it was like a mallish type place, and is where they sold everything like Walmart does. Hair products to food to everything. So that place was crowded. So when you go and get your frozen meals, my husband hardly ever goes there, so I don't think your common person typically goes to a store like that. At least my husband and his family didn't go there to go shopping. Maybe if they needed something that they couldn't find, but shampoos, and so yeah, it was we didn't get to go through that whole place, but it was like some type of mall. I'm not sure, I was trying to look for something for my hair because it was not happening. My hair was not, it was not doing what mama asked. So I needed to go to a store like that, and I was so happy to see that store. I was like, yes, something. I know I need these things. They had like they had the bargaining type of system when you go into markets, but when you went to these type of places, then nobody's gonna bargain with you. Um, my husband tried to bargain. I'm like, why are you doing this? He thought it was funny. I'm like, it's not that funny. It was funny. Um, I was very comfortable there. I did not feel scared. Um, it was enjoyable. People did not give me a lot of attention in the marketplace. People didn't pay attention to me or notice me or cared. Um, when I was leaving to go back home to the airport, I got a lot of attention. I was wearing some type of Pakistani clothes. It was cute. It was like some yellow thing. I didn't have a head scarf or anything on. But people were staring at me a lot. And I think one guy pulled out his phone and started recording me. Like, I'm like, do I look like the Loch Ness Monster to you? And his brothers, my husband's brothers, attacked that guy and made him delete whatever he was recording on his phone. But anyways, they took very good care of me. I had no issues there. Pakistan does have a lot of problems. They do have suicide bombing type things that go on over there. It can be very scary. I mean, thinking about it, it is, but we do have a lot of mass shootings in America. And I've definitely read articles of foreigners going to America and getting shot. How great is that? There was a story about some Australian guy a couple years ago who got shot going for a run. So if you're scared about going to Pakistan, just think about where you are right now. I mean, you can be shot in America. I'm totally for guns, so I'm not about to advocate to not have guns. So but anyways, that was a nice little run through about my experience in Lahore. Traveling, I did get to go to his village. It was very comfortable there. His village is very different from a lot of other typical villages there. If you're a foreigner, you probably won't experience a lot of prejudices that a lot of people who are minorities. My husband would be considered a minority in Pakistan because he's Christian. His family's Christian. His whole village is Christian, and they've been Christian for like the last 2 or 3 generations. So maybe another video I will talk about what it's like to be Christian in Pakistan. Maybe I'll have my husband come and talk about being a minority over there and the issues that they deal with over there and trying to live and trying to survive. And so that's a whole nother story. Like I said, if you're a foreigner, you probably won't have to deal with that. If you're in Lahore, you're going to be safe. It's a pretty good place. People don't really have time to be trying to do the mess. You're not going to have too many extreme religious views too much. And it is there, but not that much, because people are there to make money. People are more educated there. People got their family, and they just really don't care that much. But they do, I mean, in Lahore in the last couple of years have had a lot of different issues. But compared to most of the other places in Pakistan, Lahore is the most comfortable place you can be for a minority. It's the most freest place you can be. So thank you and have a great day. Thank you for listening. Bye.